Hi friends, it's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another Strong Qigong class. We performed this one out on the porch with clouds rising from Jonathan Valley in the great western North Carolina Blue Ridge. And we enjoyed what we called our wax-on class. That is a silk reeling class where we lead with our palms in both directions. We did playing the peepa to start out. That's the ancient Asian lute. Then we did our silk reeling with both hands. Then we did silk reeling in horse stance to feel the full movement, kind of like a dance. We then went to our single leg stance, that is the rooster stands on one leg, and we finished up with playing peepa again, this time with our silk reel. So I hope you find this one enjoyable. Do be sure to hit the like button and the notification bell, share this video, and come back often and leave comments for Strong Qigong. We love having you. Let's begin, as we always do, with some deep, slow, quiet, even breaths. Long and slow, deep and silent. As you breathe slowly and deeply, if you're comfortable with eyes closed, you can invite your eyes to close and enjoy the moment as you extend every exhale. Remember, squeeze a little more air out at the bottom of every breath cycle. Use those lower floating ribs. Squeeze a little more air out like a bellows out of the lower lobes of your lungs, and then delight in the deeper inhale through your nose that follows. So in through the nose and out from the mouth, extending every exhale calms us. As you continue to do so, we always say in our class, the key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we puff out. So blow out a little more air out. As you continue to do so, begin to focus your mind on the fleeting moment where your out-breath changes to in-breath. Your in-breath changes back to out-breath. Find those fleeting moments both ends of your breath cycle. We call this sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. And it's as if we have a beautiful heirloom samurai katana, a tool of justice and peace. And we simply draw that blade towards us with every inhale across the stone, and we watch the edge across the stone. Once we've inhaled that fleeting moment, we flip the blade and we exhale it and push it across the stone, away from us. We draw in with every inhale. We push the stone and the blade away with every exhale. And the fleeting moment is where we flip the blade, sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath, a beautiful visualization. After a few more of these breaths, when you feel comfortable, invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome. We begin, as always, with our warm-ups. We take a deep breath in and our head floats like a balloon on a string. And then as we exhale, we let air out of the lips, out of the balloon, and it drops to the chin and chest. We inhale, one ear past one shoulder. We exhale and we sweep across, then inhale the other ear past the other shoulder. Exhaling, sweeping across, inhaling ear past shoulder, and rocking from side to side in concert with our breath, calibrating our proprioception, our kinesthesia, and our interoception. Big college words that mean position sense, movement sense, and body sense. We're getting all of them to move in concert with one another in the classic known as the yoga neck roll. Beautifully done. Always a great place to start, up at the top. Getting the diaphragm and the three semicircular canals of the middle ear working in concert. And on your next exhale, pause at the bottom. Inhale your chin back upright, and let's work into the shoulder girdles. We begin to loop them forward and upward with every deep inhale. We squeeze them downward and backward with every exhale. We continue the looping with every inhale and every exhale. Beautifully done. Squeeze that area between the shoulder blades. It's known in the ancient Asian literature as the Dajue point, and it's a energy center itself. And we're waking it up. We're just getting it ready to move. Beautifully done. And after one or two more, you can relax your shoulders. Turn your eyes towards one hand and begin to scoop and toss each hand behind you from side to side, scooping with palm up and tossing with palm down, looping and scooping. And if you can calibrate your breath with this movement, inhaling your palm up, exhaling it behind you. This is just a form of silk reeling we call windmills to get our upper body and the upper respiratory sinus and the middle Dantian engaged in our warm-ups. Notice we turn trunk and shift weight. The whole body moves almost in a dancing manner. And if you're comfortable doing so, go ahead and bring the loops now into your shoulder girdles, big looping shoulder girdles backwards, looping them. And now you can settle it down into your lower thoracic spine. And you go from these big loops right into the ragdoll. You shift weight. You allow your hands to flail away from your body. Don't worry, we've got work for them coming up. We're going to go from ragdoll right into prayer drum or pellet drum. And as you use your trunk to turn, the momentum of your turning trunk allows your hands to slap or tap the top of the opposite shoulder and low back. And you simply use that momentum. Remember, you're in control of how sharp you slap or how light you tap. If you need a little bit of waking up, you can always do the former more than the latter. From the top of the shoulder to the top of the chest, we continue just up around the collarbone where it's safe to give yourself a slap or tap. Then you can drop your hands down to the lower rib cage. Those floating ribs we love so much that serve as bellows to help squeeze out a little bit of extra breath at the bottom of every breath cycle so we can enjoy that deep, slow inhale that follows. And now down to the hip, side to side. Beautifully done. Finally, we invite the hands to drift to our hip. As we work on the lower body, we allow the big looping of the hula hoop we call stirring the bowl. This is one I always need every morning just to get that low back limbered up and those hips limbered up. You make them as big as you can and you focus on your breath. And after you've gone in one direction, you merely pause and begin to loop in the opposite direction, as we always strive in strong Qigong to balance yin and yang, balance east and west, and unwind what we've wound. Beautifully done. And now we can settle in the middle. We work into the lower lumbopelvic hip complex. We step out a little wider in what's known as Mabu, the horse stance. And when we have proper horse stance, it's almost like we're riding. We can bob a little bit. We take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we turn our shoulders to one side and drop down. As we inhale, we turn our shoulders to the other side, rise to pause, and exhale, turn down, and inhale, turn up. And you can rest your palms anywhere on your thigh that's comfortable between your knees and hips. As you exhale down and inhale up, you're performing a warm-up we've seen the Shaolin do, known as Great Bear Swings from side to side. Feel the power as your weight shifts from one foot to the other. This one really keys you into your lower Dantian. Beautifully done. And on your next exhale down, Invite yourself to pause at the bottom. Inhale your trunk upright, but remain in horse stance. We always like to finish up with a little silk reeling we call shifting weight on a figure 8. So you start to shift weight from one foot to the other, and you swirl the hips back as you do so. And if you want to get your hands into a little bit of silk reeling, you can do that as well. Whatever helps you feel the dance manner of this. So this way you're moving from your Dantian. You notice your trunk is upright while you're doing this. This is an important concept in formal Tai Chi and Qigong, Shaolin Kung Fu, and all the things we explore in Strong Qigong. All right, we settle back into the middle. We bring our feet back to a comfortable stance. We shift weight over to one foot, raise the opposite heel, loop the knee inward. After a few inward loops, a few outward loops. And we take weight through that foot, raise the opposite heel, loop the knee inward. After some inward loops, a few outward. Beautifully done. We're almost finished. We settle back into the center. Only thing left is the extensors of the hands. We gently clasp them and roll our wrists in front of our heart. We pretty much got it from head to toe. Whichever direction you chose, simply unwind what you've wound. And from here, we can go into our centering and preparing for all that follows. You begin to unclasp the hands and the palms begin to rise and fall. And if your knees follow along, that's okay too. You inhale your palms up and you exhale your palms down, and you're breathing between two energy centers we know lovingly as the middle Dantian and the lower Dantian. This is a visualization we use, an ancient one known as cleansing the inner body. So if you're comfortable doing so, invite your eyes to close. If you can't, because of your balance, you can always just soften your gaze, as we talked about before we started this recording. Whichever works for you. You inhale your palms up, you exhale your palms down. As you do so, you use this powerful ancient Qigong visualization known as cleansing the inner body. Every inhale, as your palms rise, you imagine a glowing mist rising through the soles of your feet, up the trillions of cells of your inner galaxy, and collecting in your upper Dantian, the seat of wisdom and the home of the third eye center. Every inhale, that mist rises, and with every exhale, that glowing mist forms a glowing cloud. That glowing cloud forms a glowing rain, and that glowing rain washes down those trillions of cells of the inner galaxy through the soles of the feet, back into the earth. So with every inhale, the palms rise. With every exhale, the palms fall. Glowing mist rises and a glowing rain falls with them. This is cleansing the inner body, and it prepares us for all that follows. So on your next inhale, when your hands rise again, invite them to pause in a hugging stance known as stand like tree. This is our meditative pose where we begin and end. Find our center. We have an inventory of our alignment, with long neck and light head floating upward. Our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our spine gently stretches. This is what's known as the string of pearls in the ancient Asian literature. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm rooted stance, like a mighty oak. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, we feel the echoes of our warm-ups and our three energy centers we were breathing between are resting perfectly on one another, as if we gathered three smooth river rocks and placed them perfectly on life's river's edge. Again, with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of our warm-ups from head to toe, those yoga neck rolls and those Dajue shoulder rolls, the ragdoll and the pellet drum, the stirring of the bowl and the great bear swings. We see it, we feel it coursing through us. If eyes are closed, you enjoy it as the hands begin the slow journey downward until your thumbs cross over your belly button and the folded fingers warm on the area known lovingly as the lower Dantian, the seat of Chi energy, the cauldron of the body. And through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through the straw, using the power of our visualization, imagination, and concentration in our upper Dantian, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body. We delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond. And with each deep ensuing inhale, we draw that light upward and outward. We begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, and those embers respond in the same manner. Draw the light upward with each deep ensuing inhale, filling the inner galaxy with light, spilling beyond the inner galaxy and bathing the space around us in light, warm, silken Chi energy. And may your body stay strong, and may your heart stay calm. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might weave a flower. Welcome back. We step into the center of our little boat. The hand on this side of the room or screen makes a gentle fist that floats before your heart. The hand on this side covers it, and together we take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. As we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for the tradition, we exhale our hands slowly down, and when we inhale them again, we inhale them up about an inch apart. Slowly, deliberately exhale down your center line. This is known as centering the Chi, where we begin and end. We'll do one more, and this time, in deference to the Shaolin, we'll bring our palms together in the Shaolin manner and exhale only as far as our heart center, our middle Dantian. When we inhale, elbows rise and wrists straighten. When we exhale, hands melt down. Beautifully done. Now, we step out into our little boat, and we inhale the palms up about an inch apart again. As we exhale, our knees and hands follow the rhythm of our breath. We inhale and rise, and we exhale and fall, knees and hands floating with every inhale, knees and hands melting with every exhale. We continue in this manner. We take alignment and we take inventory of our alignment. We make sure those three smooth river rocks continue to rest perfectly on one another, balancing on life's river's edge. This is this is sinking the Chi. Well done. Now, today's class we're going to do is the wax on series. So the first thing we'll do is when our hands and knees rise again, we're going to shift weight. The hand and foot on this side comes out in front of us, the heel down, the toe up, and the opposite hand in between. This is known as playing peepa, the ancient Asian lute. We take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we drop and switch to the other side. Inhale up, exhale down, and we continue from side to side. Inhale and rise, exhale and fall. We continue in this manner. This is playing peepa, the ancient Asian lute, and we're repeating it again and again in a silk reeling exercise. Whenever we repeat things in Tai Chi, Qigong, Shaolin, Kung Fu, that is known as silk reeling. It's like the calisthenics of just practicing the form over and over again. Beautifully done. Playing peepa. Now, on this next one, I'm going to ask you to step out, find your center, sync your chi. Well done. In a moment, as our hands rise and fall, when they get to the bottom, I'm going to ask you to pause, then inhale them up to chest height, extended at the arms like so, rising and falling. And we know this move as opening the door. You'll see this in the formal Tai Chi and Qigong practices. It's the first move. Again, we're silk reeling in strong Qigong, so we just repeat. Beautifully done. Now, when your hands rise again, I'm going to ask you to spread them wide and pause. Well done. The hand on this side winds up right at the hip, basically the crease in the hip. This is called the qua. We call it the groin. So we're going to just rest our hand here for a moment. Now, the hand extended floats past our field of vision. And once it gets past us, we drop it, we bring it back out to the side, and we do it again. Now, my teacher, David Dorian Ross, told me to get the full effect of this, you look for the leading edge of your hand as it crosses your field of vision. And we do this silk reel with one hand, but guess what? In a moment, we're going to engage the other hand. So I'm going to ask you, when you get into this return movement, that you engage the second hand and you get both involved, like so. So now you've got them crossing your field of vision in both directions. And you see, these aren't just simple circles, they're a little bit oblong. That's okay. So you follow your hands and you follow your breath. And you feel the mesmerizing effect of the flow state. This is how you get into the flow state. Now we're going to do a simple stance. We're going to go from our normal, what we call our center stance, into horse stance. So just a little wider, a little lower, so you can feel the freedom of the movement. But as always, we use our trunk to do so. So like a metronome, we follow our turn, and we follow our shift in weight, and we ready ourselves. And then we step out a little wider and a little lower into horse stance and feel that freedom of movement. My teacher called it yummy. He was right. It's a yummy feel. And remember that little shifting weight on a figure eight? See if you can move a little of that action into your hips as you silk reel in horse stance. Now we'll use the same method to return to our center stance. So what we'll do is, like a metronome, we'll follow our turn, we'll follow our shift, we'll ready ourselves, and simply return to your center stance, but keep your silk reel going. Beautifully done. And in strong Qigong, whatever we do to the east, we do to the west. So we'll be center stancing to horse stance to the west here in just a moment. We follow our turn. We follow our shift. We ready ourselves, and we horse stance to the west. That's it. Lower, wider. Feel the yumminess of the freedom in your movement. Get that little swivel in your hips. That shifting weight on a figure eight. keeping those 3 smooth river rocks balanced perfectly, resting on life's river's edge. And just as before, we'll use our metronome, our momentum, to return to our center stance. So we'll follow our turn, we'll follow our shift, we'll ready ourselves and return and continue to silk reel in your center stance. Beautifully done. Now, it's not a strong Qigong session if we don't do a single leg stance. So the one that works so good in this wax on series is the rooster stands on one leg. So in a moment, we will use our silk reeling to get us there, first to the east, then to the west, and we'll silk reel between each one. So as before, we'll follow our turn, we'll follow our shift, we'll ready ourselves, and we'll rooster stands to the east. And then resume your silk reel, just like that, beautifully done. Then we'll silk reel and we'll rooster stands to the west. So prepare yourself, use your body as your metronome, listen to what it tells you. Follow your turn. Follow your shift in weight. And ready yourselves. And the rooster stands on one leg to the west. Now resume your silk reel. Beautifully done. And we'll finish the wax on series where we started, with playing peepa. Only this time, when we shift from one to the other, we'll silk reel in between. So as always, follow your turn, follow your shift, ready yourself, and silk reel to play peepa to the east. Then resume your silk reel. Beautifully done. And prepare yourself to play peepa to the west. So follow your turn. Follow your shift. Ready yourselves and play peepa to the west. Now find your center and sink your chi. Well done, everyone. Rise with the breath. Fall with the breath. Floating and melting in concert with the breath, in harmony with each other. When the hands drop again, pause at the bottom, resume opening the door. Inhaling and exhaling. When your hands rise again, invite them to spread wide. Find your center and stand like tree. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our spine gently stretches in what's known in the ancient Asian literature as the string of pearls. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm, rooted stance like a mighty oak. Our 3 energy centers, our Dantian, rest perfectly on one another. Like 3 smooth river rocks, we gathered, balanced, and stacked on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred in our wax-on class together, playing peepa, silk reeling in horse stance, The rooster stands on one leg, opening the door, all of it. We see it, we feel it in our mind's eye. And as eyes are closed, we enjoy the show as the hands take the following final journey downward. Thumbs cross over the belly button, folded fingers resting on the cauldron of the body. We resume blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body, and with each deep ensuing inhale, we draw the light upward and outward. We begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the mind, the center of this beautiful inward show, the home of our visualization, imagination, and concentration. And we feel it course through us as we blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, filling our inner galaxy with the brightest light yet, spilling beyond the inner galaxy and bathing the space around us, spilling beyond the space around us and bathing the world around us, spilling beyond the world around us and bathing life itself with light, warm, silken Chi energy. And may your body stay strong, may your heart stay calm, may your mind stay sharp, may your spirit stay free. Yidao Chi Dao, which means where intention goes, the mind flows, and where energy flows. If eyes are closed, let them remain closed a moment longer as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might weave a flower. Welcome back. We step back into the center of our little boat. Our hands float upward, deep inhale, an inch apart, very slowly and deliberately exhaling one final time as promised, centering your chi. The hand on this side makes the gentle fist. The hand on this side covers it. And together we all take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow, and you give yourself a much-earned, much-deserved round of applause for being the light you're making in the world today. Thank you so much. Come on out. Good, thank you. Out of the kitchen. Lie down.